So your Cinderace feels weak. You step into lane, get your farm stolen, get bullied back to your goal, and you feel totally useless for the first 7 minutes. You're just watching the enemy team snowball, take every objective, and you're left wondering why this top-tier attacker feels like a wet noodle. You're falling behind and it's costing you game after game. Look, this isn't your fault. You've probably been told that Cinderace has to be a jungler, that it's just plain bad in lane. And if you get stuck there, you just have to do your best. That's a lie. The biggest mistake almost everyone in solo queue makes isn't picking Cinderace for the lane. It's playing the lane like you're any other Pokémon. It's the one mistake that keeps you from climbing, from snagging MVP, and from becoming that late-game monster who just wins team fights by existing. But what if I told you there's a simple fix, a total mindset shift that turns your lane Cinderace from a liability into a ticking time bomb, ready to absolutely explode at the 7-minute mark and run away with the game? Stick around, because I'm about to tear down the bad advice you've been given and hand you the blueprint to make your lane Cinderace an unstoppable force. The single biggest mistake is this. You're trying to win the lane. You're trying to fight, to trade punches, to push the enemy off their farm. And you're losing because of it. Let's be real. Early game Scorbunny and Raboot are fragile, their damage is pitiful, and they have no reliable way to secure wild Pokémon against most meta picks. Trying to brawl is just a surefire way to feed the enemy and fall hopelessly behind. You need to stop thinking like a laner and start thinking like a scaling assassin in disguise. Your new goal isn't to win the lane, it is to survive it. Your only job for the first 7 minutes is to soak up as much experience as you can while dying as little as possible. Every single last hit you get on a wild Pokémon is a huge victory. Every time you bait the enemy into a failed gank, that's a win. You aren't fighting for lane control. You are fighting for every last drop of EXP. This is the hyper carry mindset. You accept that you're going to be the weaker one early on. You play patiently, almost passively, with a laser focus on farming and staying alive. Your power spikes are all that matter. Cinderace becomes a real Pokémon at level 7 when you unlock your main damage move, and you become a monster at levels 9 and beyond. Your goal is to hit these levels as fast as humanly possible. Every move you make should answer one question. Does this get me closer to level 7? If the answer is no, you don't do it. Forget the flashy plays, forget the risky trades. Farm, survive, and scale. This disciplined patience is what separates the Cinderace players who get stomped from the ones who consistently carry their teams to victory. To make this hyper carry dream a reality, your build has to be flawless. There's no room for error. We're building for late game obliteration, and that starts with your held items. Forget about niche or situational items for a minute. This is the holy trinity for lane Cinderace. First up, Muscle Band. This is non-negotiable. Cinderace is all about basic attacks, and Muscle Band juices up your attack speed while adding bonus damage based on the enemy's remaining health. This item scales incredibly well, letting you melt tanks and squishies alike in the late game. More importantly, it helps you get those crucial last hits on farm in the early game. Second, we slot in Rapid Fire Scarf. This item is pure rocket fuel for your basic attacks. As you land hits, your attack speed ramps up dramatically, turning you into a literal machine gun. In the late game, this means you can melt objectives and opponents before they even have a chance to react. It synergizes perfectly with Muscle Band to create a torrent of non-stop damage. Third, and this is the key to our survivalist plan, is Drain Crown. This item gives you lifesteal on your basic attacks, meaning you heal yourself with every hit you land. This is a game changer. Getting bullied in lane? Just hit a wild Pokémon a few times to heal back up. In a chaotic team fight, this sustain lets you outlast enemies and keep fighting when other attackers would have been forced to retreat. It's the item that keeps you on the By the way, if this guide is already changing how you think about Cinderace, do me a huge favor and smack that like button. It lets me know you want more guides that cut straight to the point, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. All right, you did it. You survived the early game, you've hit level 7, maybe even 9. You've got your items, you've got your moves. Now, the real game begins. Your role flips from survivor to assassin. Your #1 priority is now positioning. In every single team fight, you should be on the back line, as far from their front line as possible, while still being in range to hit whatever's in front of you. Use your defenders and all-rounders as your personal bodyguards. Your job is to stand behind them and unleash a never-ending storm of auto-attacks and pyro balls. Objective control is your job now. When Regieleki or the Regi trio spawns, you need to be there. Your sustained damage is one of the fastest ways to shred through an objective's health. But, and this is a big but, never start ripping an objective if you have no idea where the enemy team is. The best play is to let your team engage the enemy first. While they're all busy brawling, you can turn your fire hose of damage onto the objective. And always, always save your Unite move, Blazing Bicycle Kick, for securing the objective. Its massive, long-range execute damage is one of the best secures in the entire game. Don't blow it on a single kill unless that kill guarantees you get the objective or win the game. The key mechanical skill you have to master is kiting. Kiting is the art of attacking while moving backward, keeping as much space as possible between you and whoever is trying to kill you. As they run at you, you should be auto-attacking, taking a step back, auto-attacking again, and repeating. Weave in your moves. Use feint to dodge their big attacks and pyro ball to chunk them from a distance. Your mobility is your life. A Cinderace that stands still is a dead Cinderace. Always be moving, always be repositioning, always make yourself the most annoying target to hit. A Cinderace that kites perfectly can easily win a 1v2 or even a 1v3 just by dancing around the fight and using feint at the perfect moment.
Awesome, way to go.
So good.
Bet it did.
I put mine was so cute because I added X heart and 2 L's.
So, let's tie this all together. The reason your lane Cinderace felt so weak wasn't because the Pokémon is bad there. It's because you were playing the wrong game. You were trying to win a fist fight in the first 3 minutes when you should have been playing chess for the last 3. The road to becoming a hyper carry is paved with patience and discipline. It's about surviving the early game, not dominating it. It's about meticulously farming every scrap of EXP, building for unstoppable late-game damage and sustain, and knowing that you're playing for your explosive late-game power spikes. It's about mastering your positioning, kiting your enemies into oblivion, and using your Unite move to snatch the objectives that actually win games. Stop trying to be a lane bully. Embrace the hyper carry mindset. Farm, scale, and survive. If you do this, you will consistently hit the late game as the scariest Pokémon on the field. You'll melt entire teams, secure Rayquaza, and you will absolutely, single-handedly carry your solo queue games. Now you have the blueprint. Motivating, go climb. So, let's tie this all together. The reason your lane Cinderace felt so weak wasn't because the Pokémon is bad there. It's because you were playing the wrong game. You were trying to win a fist fight in the first 3 minutes when you should have been playing chess for the last 3. The road to becoming a hyper carry is paved with patience and discipline. It's about surviving the early game, not dominating it. It's about meticulously farming every scrap of EXP, building for unstoppable late-game damage and sustain, and knowing that you're playing for your explosive late-game power spikes. It's about mastering your positioning, kiting your enemies into oblivion, and using your Unite move to snatch the objectives that actually win games. Stop trying to be a lane bully. Embrace the hyper carry mindset. Farm, scale, and survive. If you do this, you will consistently hit the late game as the scariest Pokémon on the field. You'll melt entire teams, secure Rayquaza, and you will absolutely, single-handedly carry your solo queue games. Now you have the blueprint. Motivating, go climb,